with Junkertown. Oh, wrong button.
Attackers incoming.
Okay, so we got this Eternal composition, and I think this is like an adaptation, right? This is a mid-game adaptation that they've probably tried in scrims. They have the Hanzo, because Hanzo generally does really well against Soldier, right? Like Soldier is a mid-range like DPS that does very reliable damage, but he doesn't have a lot of burst damage. While Hanzo is all about hitting that headshot and that burst, and it's like pretty reasonable for Hanzo to hit a headshot on the Soldier. Hanzo's way worse at counter dive, right? Way worse than Soldier is. Soldier's really maneuverable with the sprint, and he has the healing field. And then they're also playing the Orisa. I'm not a big fan of the Orisa. I think Orisa shield basically worthless. It's only 600 HP. It gets broken really quickly. But you play the Orisa for the pull in conjunction with the Hanzo, right? So you can pull, headshot, and I think that works out really well on this map for Eternal. But I think that's mostly because Fusion really didn't have an answer. And if they eat the pulls a lot more and deal with the Hanzo by diving him, I think that works really well. Of course, diving Hanzo is like easily said, harder to be done because he does have armor packs and the Zenyatta orb, but he's definitely more diveable than a Soldier is. And Fusion is playing Winston, so if they can get a Discord orb on the Hanzo, I think it's very reasonable that you can dive him. Also, Orisa becomes really squishy after she's used Fortify. So if they can force out Orisa Fortify and then dive her, that's also really good in my opinion. So I'm not entirely sure about these internal picks. I know it works out this map, but if Fusion was like playing their game a lot more and playing more aggro, then maybe it wouldn't have worked out. Like right at the start of this map, right? Why are they not taking an early fight here? They're holding this far back, but this is more of a Widow playground, right? Like you would hold this far back normally because you have a Widow, but with the Soldier, I feel like you can hold further up. Because now if you lose this fight, then that's really rough. Also, they're putting Funny Astro in on this map, right? They had EQO in on the last one. So Astro was probably not as warmed up as normally would be on map 2. So as you can see, Eggsy's taking like a really long flank, right? And I think Fusion should respond to this. They should either dive the cart, so Eggsy has to go for an even longer flank, or they should someone like you flank Eggsy and then dive him, right? Because now they're just sitting here waiting for Eggsy to get a pick. Carpe goes really aggro, but it's just Carpe, you know? He's not gonna do much on his own. Playing inside. See what happens here. Poco gets chugged, so he needs to grab the health pack. And then Sato jumps in, right? With Carpe. There's no Discord on Eggsy, so ideally you'd find the Discord and then dive, right? He would have likely died there. I don't know if he does now. Matrix him really well. Sato's used bubble. The big thing is that Poco isn't able to come with because he just used his boosters because he was low HP to grab the health pack. So if Poco was in there too, then they maybe could have killed Eggsy a little bit faster on this dive. Because I do think that having Eggsy as dive target is really good, right? But then, one, not finding a Discord on him, and two, Poco not being there is a big deal, I think. And let's see how finds Carpe here. Must have been a nasty shot. Oh my god, that is a nasty shot. Jesus.
So predictable.
Sato also dies. And then this whole point, because they only took one fight, is gone, right? Like, just because they messed up like this dive, because they're holding so far back, they need to be perfect. And then you get the snowball a map like that, right? Like it's now a 6v4, so there's no way Philly win this. Hip somehow dies, which should never happen, right? Ivy or Eggsy also almost died. Thanks for the follow, James. But it doesn't matter, right? They lost 2 people at the start of that fight, and they only got 1 fight. So now Eternal have a 5-minute time bank for second, right? They get the setup because not even all of Fusion got the good spawn, right? And then Ivy swaps to, like, I don't get this swap. Like, you're being snowballed. They're playing like more of a shield break comp, to be fair, with the Orisa Hanzo, and then they full commit to like a shield break comp. But this should give Soon like a lot to do, like, because Soon, 1, there's no Diva to eat his pulse bombs. 2, there's no armor on Alarm, and 3, he'll get all the armor packs, right? So Soon should be really, really free here. And he can like feast on Astro and Alarm if he plays it well. Especially because Hanbin's very aggressive too, right? He's gonna go for like flanks and waves soon. So even though Eternals play like some sort of poke comps with 2 picks, still not sure about swapping to a full poke comp, because they're swapping 4 characters that ult, like, pretty good ult charge on, right? I feel like it's a weird move here by Few. Very strange move. Especially because I think this is a very good dive point too, right? You have like these windows your Tracer can come out of. Go for this flank. You can dive in from cover here. Only this health pack really for the defensive side. I don't know about this swap. I think the thought was, hey, they have an Orisa, let's just win the shield war. But
wait for it. Gotcha.
Stuff like this, right? Kill the alarm straight up. You win the fight because there's no Zen on the enemy team now. And if you have a Diva there, then she might have eaten the pulse bomb, right? Okay, so back up all the way. So now they only get 1 fight on this point too. So they've had like 1 fight now, and now they're gonna get their second fight, right? And it's like gonna be a retake that's really hard. If Hip can just find a Discord on somebody, then Soon can go in and like get those kills, right? Let's see what happens. They're going high ground. They're scouted right now. Still have to go cart. Rotate through. Poco take off angle, but like this is the problem, right? What's the point of BAP in the fusion comp? The BAP is for shield break, and it's for the immortality field, right? Like with this particular comp, the brig might not make as much sense, and I feel like Astro isn't as adept on the brig as a lot of other main supports. So I feel like it's mostly a comfort pick, right? They're going back to stage 4 last season with this comp, sort of.
Taking off.
You gonna do Justice games too? Yeah, I'll do the Justice NYXL game either tomorrow or Wednesday. And then this is like, they don't even get a fight here. They don't get a fight on all of second point because people just get picked while walking out. Yeah, like they just get picked. Like, they should have walked out a low ground if they wanted Poco to like be here. Like this is what I'm saying, right? Orisa shield is so weak. Like Pocomp just feel like pretty weak to me with Orisa right now. If you're gonna play them, then you have to pick one that doesn't roll down root. because right now, Sato can't actually put down a shield because then he won't have a shield when he drops the point, right? For the follow Mjolnir.
Taking off.
And Boone comes in. He pushes the supports into LOS, and then Eggsy and Hip are just shooting. They're just shooting, bro. So I'm really not sure about this fusion now. I think it's very weak, especially on the retake, right? Because like all Hip needs to do is find a Discord, tell Soon, hey Soon, I got a Discord, and then they either have to use Immortality Field or they die, right? That's the real strength of the Zen. Finding the Discord and then sending your Tracer after it is so strong, especially against weak backlines like this. Maybe if they had the break here, it would have been better. But Carpe also can't contest Soon, right? Because Soon's just going to get the orb or armor. And all Carpe can get is just the orb. And I feel like the armor is like really good in the Tracer v Tracer duel. Because armor stops a lot of Tracer's damage, like per shot damage. That's why the Brig is so good. And I'm just not sure about the fusion swaps. Like they're going back to stage 4 here. Like fully with their comp, right? And they're all great on these characters, right? Like Poco's a great. Sigma, Funny Astro's a great Baptiste. Ivy's a great May. But I just don't think it fits this meta. Like, even on Junkertown, probably one of the best maps for it, right? Okay. So Hanmin and Soon control the high ground. Even kill the Immortality Field, which now is a 25-second cooldown, I'm pretty sure. That's a very long. And Soon gets forced out. Soon dies, so that's very good for the fusion, right? Because now they actually get to set up something. Soon kind of was too aggro there and messed up. Fail. Eternal is holding space because they actually got this high ground. This high ground's really good. The Hanzo ult plus pull, which is a classic combo, right? Kind of why they picked the Orisa with the Hanzo, including like the pull into headshot from Hanzo. Poco flies out. And Hip picks alarm. So again, like how many fights have the? I think Eternal they've played one fight so far this map. One fight, and that was on first point. And that's all because the Eternal just keeps picking people from the Philly. It played really good this match. Especially these first two maps. They force fortify. Nox might use his ult. I think Orisa ult's one of the best ults in the game, right? Well, as I always say, the best ult in the game. 50% damage boost to everybody. What were the hero pool bans when this match was played? They were Reinhardt, Moira, and then Mccree and Widow. Like, Philly just has to hide right now because the Bongo's out. Like, Bongo is incredible. Bongo is so strong. Full Sato, so that he resources to help him, right? Astro has his ult, uses it. But Rally comes out. Rally is like the second or third best ult in the game, right? Bongo's still out. This shit lasts 20 seconds. It's crazy.
Routing navigation systems to defense.
They trank, but now Hip just gets the trank second, right? And tranking second is very important because then you can have the healing after their healing's basically done damage on your tanks, right? You get to heal up your tanks and you get to just fight really aggressive. So we'll see when Hip decides to use it. He'll probably use it when No Smite goes low or something. They might not even need it, to be honest. Philly needs a touch right here. He's gonna use it.
Into the iris.
Right, and that basically deal. All they have to do is clutch card. And geez, I think that was one real fight, and then this last fight, right? Where Eternal had like a million ults. So that was very bad from the Philly. I think them not being disciplined really hurt them there. Like, and the swaps. Like, I don't consider those good swaps in this. Tracer's just so good against, like, Baptiste. Like, he gets the armor, he gets the orb, and then what are you gonna do as the support line? And now they do the same thing on attack, right? And I really don't like this Eternal composition either. Like, they playing the Mercy when the Bray was working so good for them. But I just feel like both of these teams aren't comfortable on Bray. I know, like, this map is hard to dive, right? But with no Widow being in play, Hanzo has to still play relatively close, right? I feel. I bother playing Brain, playing dive. I mean, that's a good point. But I feel like the Brig is still good to help your Tracer make a lot of space. You armor the Tracer, and she can go for the enemy backline, right? Because I think this backline is really, really vulnerable. But the argument can also be made that damage boosting Eggsy, since Eggsy's been playing so well, it's also a really valid strat. I just feel like Orisa's shields are so low HP right now. Oh, just Insta died. I think the Philly's boomed right now. I don't think the Philly wants to be on this map anymore. Like a 4, I think this is the fastest Junkertown attack ever someone had a stat. But yeah, Sato's shield just dies. Then damage boosted Eggsy climbs up top. And then Soon comes in with the clip. See how much Discord does? Sato just insta died. Kind of wasted his fortify. Astro and Alarm playing together. But you see, like, Stu just showed up. And comes in. Plays nice and safe, right? Sato dies. Alarm takes like a right click from hip. Goes to 1 HP. Funny Astro drones it. But after this drone goes down, this backline's really vulnerable. Like, then becomes really vulnerable when no drone for him. But they're all playing together, understandably. Okay. Sato comes back in. And then Garbage is big. So there's a whole story here for Phillies that they're playing very undisciplined right now. They're getting picked one by one, and they're honestly this whole match has been 2 fights so far. And the rest have been picks. So Spoon dies. So nice headshot from Ivy. Soon obviously is a very long respawn path here. Would double sniper be? But there is no double sniper. Widow's bad. But yes, double sniper is great on this map, right? The Widow's bad. And Ashe is garbage. There you have that.
Routing power to forward shield. Funny, huh?
Good wall comes in from Ivy. But again, like no smite. That's the fortify here. Oh, he's getting body blocked. That was interesting. And then Soon comes in with the sticky, right? Soon has been very good with sticky the whole match. Like picks like this wins you fights, and then Ivy uses his ult. But fight's already lost, right? Iggy comes in with a nice flank too. This is like a classic, right? With Hanzo, your Orisa play here, and your Hanzo goes for this flank and shoots people on cart. It's very good.
Der Kampf ist noch nicht vorbei.
Again, another pick. Like, it's incredible how many picks the Eternal got this map, and how many picks Hip got. Like, I think there's been 3 good fights in what? How long map? 8-minute map so far. Soon gets picked. Ivy's picked soon now too. Twice. And Junkertown is a really open map, right? There is like a lot of spots where your Hanzo or your Zen can get a pick from, right? Because it's so open. There's not that much cover to hide behind. But still. Another pick. That's really big, right? A long dice pre-fight. Then the Bongo comes out, but the Bongo's in front of the shield. So he pops his Trank. Alarm didn't have his Trank yet, and he's dead. So that wins them another fight. Both teams spawn Bongo. Oh no, No Smite still has Bongo. That's really big, right? Sato used Bongo. No Smite still has his. Bongo's really good ult.
60 seconds remaining.
More picks happen, guys. I expect more picks here. Oh. Right, pull the enemy team. The Hanzo ult plus pull combo comes out from Philly. Good. It's an ult combo. Soon sticks, but Astro gets a nice immortality field this time. There you see the effectiveness of the BAP. It can be good, right? But it doesn't feel as consistent to me. And the drone has such a long cooldown that you're so vulnerable now that it's out. Sato also uses Fortify.
Nerf this.
Poco Bomb.
30 seconds remaining.
Good placement. They knew that No Smite didn't have shield, right? Good. Oh, let me play this. Oh my god, no alarm. Oh, he's the Trank. That's a good Hanzo with the force Trank.
I'm back in the fight.
Poco, but that ults. Fine? No. Okay. And then Fusion should win this. Realistically. So very much not sure about the comps here. I feel like Eternal's playing, because I feel like Tracer's like really strong with this end, right? With the orbs on him and like the space he can hold. I feel like Poco played more defensive on the later 2 match, feeling for a support rather than going aggressive. Yeah, maybe. Because Soon was getting a lot of stickies in, and if the Diva's in a good defensive position, that helps a lot. Coaches probably said something about that during the halftime. But I definitely think that your Diva starts out pretty defensive, like pretty hands off, right? Unless you see a really good dive of your tanks, but Diva's really good at peeling.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
But now, like this again, it's a really good spot to hold for the Eternal. You get to like sit on this high ground. They have Bongo. Really doesn't look too good for the Philly. They have to, like, but even if they end now, they'll have less time than the Eternal. That attack was so dominant.
Defense matrix activated.
So many picks happened. Crazy. Soon is orbed, right? And he can like go and contest card on his own. This is one thing that I see teams do a lot with the Tracer. They'll orb him, give him resources, and then he contests card. Very big deal.
Cease
Or if
your
he tries to go
resistance.
and heal him, but Soon goes and LOS's. Soon should probably get forced, but he still has orb, right? So he can fight the cart. Like pops ult. The immortality comes out and the ult. But I mean, they didn't force anything back, and now they're still stuck here. And Soon still contesting cart, fighting Poco. So again, this isn't looking too great here for the Philly. Like, to make big pool plays, but you can just eat the pool as D.Va, right? Not like those pools like are gonna do too much, and the bomb goes out too. Ivy ults. Skip tranks. Kind of get out anyway. It's a pretty good ult for space though, and no smite drops. If no smite doesn't drop there, that's a big deal, right? And like hold that space and get the trank. Been a lot better. Soon kills Carpe. Soon and Poco are still fighting. It's the year 2026. Soon and Poco are still fighting over French pride. So now, the Philly has space, but Carpe's dead, and Astro's still coming back too. I feel like that's a lot of their damage, right? Not looking too great. Sato dies because Marissa shoots nothing. Alarm gets a pick, but too little too late. Mercy value here. The great mercy value. 2026. Then. So now no smite swaps to the Winston, which I really like because this backline for Fusion is very vulnerable, right? They're not running the Brig. They're not running Tracer here, so Winston can do a lot of work. What do you think the meta will be next week? It will be Free May, Ryan D.Va, Brig, and fun. Who do you recommend watching for D.Va and Alvier? I think it very much depends on who plays what week. This week, I'm not sure. I think Elevote and Poco are both really good, right? They have a lot of gameplay right now. I think Hanbin was really good last week. This week he was really sick, I think. So I think he played. With this, you have to play like really defensive. But for the Kree May meta, I really think Poco was really good in all those weeks. That was a big reason they went 5-0 prior to this match, right? Pops ult for space. Alarm pops his ult. So this is like good, right? No spike gets frozen, which is really bad. But like forcing that alarm ult's a big deal. And if that's out, they can like get really good dives. I think they lose the fight though. God goes for res and dies while Valking, so that's not good. Especially because they just picked alarm. So maybe if he would have lived and won this fight. Alright, 2 down. They get another one. So if D-God hadn't gone for that res, that would have been really good. What are next week's hero bands? They are Soldier, Sombra, and then Winston, and what's the support band? Lucio.
Nerf this.
Ahmed Fox.
All systems checked out.
But like even in a fight where if D got suicide and goes for the res, Hanbin, Hip kind of clutch up. I think this is something that Eternal did very strong, especially in these first 2 maps. They're very good at focusing discords. Thanks for the follow, Aki.
Defense matrix.
You see how Philly's all low ground?
60 seconds.
FD God goes for the derp res, right? Hanbin frozen his ult to try and help the res. So maybe if he had waited a little bit longer, would have been good. Alarm dies. And then you see this high ground control right now. This high ground is like sick. It's hard to walk up, right? You have to go here or like back here.
Get through this.
Routing navigation systems to defense.
Exy kind of just gets to shoot people on low ground. Sato goes really low. Hanmin commits. That's really good. He's on high ground. But again, he's alone because they don't really have a contest high ground comp, right? They don't have the Tracer. If the Tracer would be flanking and then Poco would be flying up, maybe Exy would have died. But now Poco dies.
Nerf this.
Bombs, right? Like good for them. Hanmin gets Ivy while he's dodging Poco Bomb, so Hanmin did a really good job
All
there.
systems checked out.
Who does end up dying?
I'm back.
But like, see how many fights
You got
Eternal's getting here compared to how many Fusion got, and then I like that Eternal slowly swapping to a more divey comp, right? This Philly comp is like really good at shield break, but it's like really weak to the dive. Alarm also swaps to Ana, and Ana's great, right? But I feel like the Sen does so much like damage to tanks with his Discord.
30 seconds remaining.
It's like rough to justify this pick. But I mean, he wants to stay alive through Winston damage, right? So that's why he swaps. The Bongo comes out, the best ult in the game. Everybody tries to get on it, but they defend it really well.
10 seconds remaining.
Bongo's pretty OP. I like that aggressive Bongo. That wins the fight for Philly. See where Astro ends up dying. So he's behind here right now.
Establishing defense point.
Dan is still coming back from spawn. He goes aggro and he gets dunked so hard because of the Bongo.
Ice wall coming up.
And they have to contest cart, right? So they can't just wait out the Bongo. They have to contest cart, so they try to kill it, but it gets body blocked really well by the Philly. But again, they only have 1 minute 20. So basically Eternal need to win the one fight at the end here. And they win the game. Astro swaps to Brig because now there's more dive characters on Eternal, right? It makes a lot of sense. But I mean, they're still on the Hanzo, they're still on the Orisa, and they're on Ana now. So the Ana means that no smite will die way less fast. Like Monkey gets shredded by Discord, but there's no Discord now. So Sato will be able to use a lot more space. The Monkey Bubble will do a lot more, right? Because Ana doesn't kill the Monkey Bubble very fast, and her nade and sleep don't go through it. Hanmin just goes cart and 1v1s Sato. Oh, this is a... Wow. That was a pretty good Hanzo ult splitting off the team there. Even though it didn't get any kills, it was a good zoning ult. Sato eventually just dies on point apparently. Like Blink is, or Orisa's really squishy. Doesn't have Fortify. Only 400 HP. Like Sigma HP. Sigma's pretty squishy too. He has the self shield. That's my ult. Sato swaps to Winston, right? Now the comp from Fusion just feels like a mess. Like they don't have as much damage because they don't have the Discord. And then they have the Hanzo Mei because they have those ults, but
30 seconds remaining.
and then Exy swaps to Sombra, which is I think Sombra's really good here, right? Like you can hold really close, you can get easy hacks on them walking in. It's like hacks in general, there's a lot of high grounds to play around with your translocator, there's a lot of health packs you can put them on. Sato goes mega aggro, but he doesn't have Winston ult. So he gets booped in by the Diva. Divas eat Winston. Diva's really good against it. They netto Sato. And this is a really good wall off. Because it zones the tanks, right? They can't hold space. You think that Sombra is better than Soldier? I think if perfectly played, yes. But a lot of these teams didn't have very much practice time on the whole comp. So then I think Sold is a really good alternative, right? Especially if you don't have a great Sombra player. Not every team has a Dante, right? Or a Sabiobi, or a
10
Nene,
seconds remaining.
or a Libro, you know? So if you have a really good Sombra player, then and you have more practice time on the comp, I think the Sombra's better in the long run. EMP is such a good ult.
Overtime.
But it's harder to play the Sombra comp. Okay, so Philly take really good positioning here. Still pushing card. They have a bunch of ults coming up. So not all is lost for them.
APM 좀 올려볼까?
Onvin's still dead too.
Pass into
Okay.
the iris.
They force Hip's Trank. I'm not entirely sure why that was. Onvin is dead. Doom goes low. No Smite gets slept, so maybe he wanted to touch a point with Trank.
The payload is approaching its
冻住
destination.
不洗澡
Oh, the mail comes out. Okay.
Pass into the iris.
Okay, that makes sense. Ranking the mail's really good here, obviously.
Time's up.
I like that. He jumped out of the bubble. So that Hip could touch point while healing him simultaneously. Very good. Oh, he still dies. Wow.
The cavalry's here.
Thanks for the follow, gun spawn. Like Hip's Trank eventually got like pushed out and he didn't keep no smite in heal range. Very strange.
Cheers, love. The cavalry's
Thanks for the follow, Pyrosonics. Oh, thank everybody for the follow. I'm almost at 1,000. And no smite dies because he didn't get fully healed by the Trank, right? Hip backed out a little bit early because he wanted to be safe. Sato now goes in with his Winston ult. He got big rallies. I think it'd be better if Sato kept going on Hip there if possible. Now he kind of goes back to the team, but now Hip has time to deeps again. Act.
Nerf this.
And now you see the Shrek for rally, guys.
Matrix activated. Nerf this. Back in the fight. Mecha
You can just keep dumping more ults into cart, but
Who's ready to take some
Eternal's doing a really good job of like spreading aggro, and like whoever's touching cart gets help, right? And they back out and they let somebody else go on it. And they've actually farmed EMP. EMP's really good here, right? Because they only need to win the one fight. They only need to clear the people on cart. So EMPing and then instantly discording something. Very, very big. Astro gets Nano. You'll see the Discord come out here, right? Yeah, Discord's on Astro. So this is something Eternal do really well here. They instantly killed the Discord target. Carpe's coming back as Doomfist. He's nearly back, but Fusion's only 4 here right now.
fight right on top.
Vicky comes out, doesn't get anything. And at this point, Eternal is kind of clean up. Carpe comes back as Doom, but Sombra's so good at cleaning up Cart. She gets to hack everyone that contests. Farms EMP. EMP like kind of clutch here too, right?
Taking off. APM 좀 올려볼까?
Put out a lot of healing, but he finally died. And it's finally over.
Victory.
Yeah, I just feel like that Eternal attack, they got so many picks that they just kind of snowballed. That's why they got the fastest attack ever. And I think the Philly comps, they just didn't have like a good way to deal with Soon, and Soon got a lot done. From contesting cards to getting picks to getting pulse bombs, right? Hip played really good that map. He got a lot of picks. But now let's get into how the Philly almost turned his game around. Go for map 3.